your relationship start to feel hard?
Because it wasn't always like this, was it? Something has shifted. Something changed.
After years of coaching couple, there's one pattern we see over and over.
Just one.
And it shows up in all struggling couples.
And most couples don't even know it's there. It is not the dishes, it is not the money, not the in-laws, not the schedule. It is something far more important. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
So grab a pen and let's begin.
Hey, baby.
Hey.
Here we go. Hey, everyone. We're Jeff and Ellen, relationship coaches. And today we're talking about disconnection.
Or what we like to call the listening gap.
So here's what we hear from clients. They say things like, I don't feel heard by my partner.
My partner does not get me.
I don't feel seen.
I don't feel safe with them.
I feel the disconnection.
I feel irritated when they walk in the room.
I feel like we're roommates. Yeah, we're just living separate lives. And this all stems from not understanding each other. And this is why we want to talk about the listening gap today.
Well, the question to start with is asking yourself, when is the last time I've felt truly heard and understood by my partner?
That's key, because when I think about what I want from you, I want you to get me. I desperately, at times, want you to listen to me. I really want you to hear me. And not just with you, but when I'm out in the world and I'm not being listened to, like if I'm on the phone with customer service and they're not getting me, my frustration goes up, right?
I've been there. I've witnessed that.
Totally, right? So, but we all say this. We say this in any argument. If they just listened. And so we have such this drive to be understood by another human being. And in our romantic relationship, like through the roof, it's so integral.
It's so
that
innate.
You get me.
Yeah.
Like it's important. Like yes, I want other human beings to get me and listen to. And if they don't, I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. And that's frustrating. But for you, it's so imperative. Like I really want to have the experience. I'm being understood.
Right.
I'm now being gotten by you. I feel seen by you, right? And I know you want the exact same thing for me.
You want the experience, yes, and you're speaking, it's that universal you and we want the experience of our version of reality. We want it to be validated. We want someone to see that we aren't this arbitrary mound of carbon molecules put together, but actually there is rhyme and reason to who we are, right or wrong or anything in between, but that we want to be gotten for where we are and how we got here.
So if we have such a strong desire to be understood, why are we not doing more of promoting understanding? It's if we want to be listened to, being the change that we want to see in the world, wouldn't we want to put more attention on listening to people?
You would think.
Yeah, you'd think.
Well, I see there's two things. One, we're not conditioned to actually do it. You have to build the muscle. You can't just suddenly pull out a muscle you haven't built in the 11th hour when you need it. So it has to come as a way of being, and you have to learn it. The other issue why we don't learn listening is it's actually quite a vulnerable position to be in, because it means you have to be curious. You have to be open. You are, and it's the opposite of being defensive or what feels like defenseless, but actually open to taking in and connecting with whoever's in front of you.
Yeah, I think that highlights the problem of why we don't listen in the first place, is that when we are listening, there's a belief that, the way I thought about the situation, or the belief that I'm holding, or the perspective that I'm seeing might be wrong. And I cannot be wrong, because if I'm wrong about this point, then I might be wrong about a bunch of other things, and therefore I might be wrong as a human being.
And I actually am no longer valid in my existence. There's something wrong with me and me being here. And that is a tremendous amount of shame and pain.
Like who I am.
That faulty thought is a painful thought.
When we hold on to this is my beliefs, they won't change, and this is who I am, then there's so much at stake. Like I and my beliefs are one and the same thing. So my beliefs don't change, I don't grow, I don't update my knowledge awareness.
Hard to move from that solid state and that committed state to not changing. Plus, there is a big ouch moment that comes when you realize, ooh, actually, I can't change. And I really put a lot of effort, energy, and, bravado into not changing. So sometimes it's hard to move from there.
And so when we are in the presence of new information, when the other human being is saying stuff, our defense mechanism goes up. And so biologically, when my nervous system is geared to keeping me safe from threats and what I perceive or detect as a threat, then I'm going into that fight or flight, that resistance, the defensive pattern. And then I'm either having the shield in defense or the sword in attack mode. In both ways, I'm trying to fend off what I think is a threat. And so, especially with you and I, when, more so than, out on the street with strangers I may not be in relationship with, but when you say things because you know me and you're an emotionally important person in my life, when you say things that are different that I don't agree with, it's shields up time. I feel threatened. My heart rate increases, my breath becomes shallow, my speed increases, and I start racing ahead of what does that mean? What does that mean to me? And then the stories can get out of hand. And now I physically won't be able to listen to you because I'm like, no, I'm in protection mode. And all I want to do right now is talk.
Right, because when we're in fight or flight, this isn't a time to have a thoughtful conversation. This is all about survival. This is, I either need to put up my dukes. Well, you can see I'm not a fighter.
It's so cute, those little...
I'm not a fighter. Or a flea.
Cute little fists there. That's so cute. When we both want to move to explaining, if I just say a little bit more, you'll finally get it.
Yes.
If I just talk longer, I finally will tire you out into listening to me.
And I'm also in that moment, I'm not conscious. So when we are triggered and we're in fight or flight, I'm not conscious. So I have all this energy building in me and I just want to start getting it out. So I'm just going to start saying stuff and throwing, that's it, I'm just throwing stuff in the air. It's not necessarily helpful, meaningful, or easy to follow, which I know you have trouble following me in that mode.
And when you think about the relational space, the physical, but also the energetic space between you and I.
Which is where the relationship actually exists.
If you and I are really gearing up for a fight and your nervous system's getting activated and you're getting all tight in your energy, and me too, and I got my folded arms and we're gearing up, the space is already full. There's already so much going on. And other people, like our son, can feel that, like, uh-oh, the kitchen is
the dog
pretty awkward. Yeah, the dog can feel it too. That is it seems almost obvious to say, but like when we're in it, I don't know it, but words are like the last thing to be done, right? Like, let's not move to speaking.
Yeah, the space doesn't need more words.
Yeah, well, no words, because it's so jam-packed. Me opening up my mouth now is just adding into a room that's already full of a lot of cranky, defensive, negative energy.
And actually, as you say that, it makes me think, you opening your mouth at that moment, what do you think's going to come out? Like your words represent the state of energy you're in.
Yeah.
And so when you're in that state, whatever's going to come out is just going to be a representation of that state. We don't need that state coming out. That's not going to bring us together into connection.
So we should also talk about, like, what is it, why do we get to this point? Because in the beginning of your relationship, you certainly weren't like that.
No, in the beginning.
In the beginning, we
you
sat
say
on
nothing wrong. Everything you say is so interesting.
But even like when I remember in the beginning of our relationship where we'd sit on that ugly couch, the old ugly couch, and that had the high. It was really like my arms were up here. Remember that? I'd sit like this. I'm like, the backrest on this thing is way too high.
Oh, I miss that couch.
But we'd sit on that thing for hours, and I would just, with bated breath, just speak, just say more stuff.
I used to be the most interesting person in the world to you.
Yeah, and I'd want to listen. I just want to listen, right? And then the way you look at me as if like everything I said that was wise,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And you were just so adoring in your attention,
Yes.
right? What happened?
Oh, those bonding chemicals fade, and then the real us show up. Yeah.
And the reason why that is because in the beginning of a relationship, in the honeymoon phase, we're very addicted. Chemically,
Yeah,
we're bonded, and everything is new and fresh. And you and I are one, and we behave so well because we're so into each other.
Yes.
There's no need for conflict to be there.
We also
Because
are better.
we're giving the
giving the
attention
best of
that we
us.
want, and
Yes.
listening is really easy.
We also
at that
make
point.
it easy though too, because all the stuff that you say that might be bothersome to me later, I just no. I'll pick out the good stuff. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm much more forgiving and easy about it. I'm not even paying attention to that because I don't want to pay attention to that.
Yeah. And so in those good times, while we still would have crappy understanding and crappy communication, it didn't matter.
No, it didn't matter. We didn't care
because we
as
were
much.
in love.
Yeah.
But once those chemicals fade, once the honeymoon phase is over, and then what is in Imago is called the power struggle phase, that's when the chemicals are gone. And now the communication problems are there. And so it's really listening skills. We think it's talking skills, but it's not. It's listening skills. That is really the missing foundation for couples.
And we're not talking about just active listening. We hear that a lot. I used to work in the corporate world. It was always about active listening skills. I can repeat back.
But it's kind of like a performance.
Yes.
Like I know that I would, they would talk about do the verbal nods.
Yes.
So whether you
Lean
say
in,
look interested, or you just go. And so we're pretending that listening is actually happening, but we're not. And so listening is not just a brain activity. It is not simply repeating back someone else's words.
Because listening has real listening, what we're looking for, has an element of attunement. And attunement is different. That, some people you may call it deeper, but I just call it actually just you are more connected. There's more information that you are taking in, and you're taking a person in as more of a whole self, not just this one specific piece of dialogue that's happening.
Yeah. Because our brain is set up to automate stuff. Like I don't need to think about how to ride a bike. My nervous system just knows how to maintain that balance. I don't really put much thought into how I put my socks on in the morning because I just know how to do that. And unfortunately, we take things from conscious presence into automation when we can, because otherwise it just maxes out our brain.
Yeah.
Like we can't be like, oh, I'm aware of every dish that I'm washing, right?
No.
We have to offload awareness. And so while that may work for lots of our life, the offloading, the automation that my brain does to you means that I'm offloading my presence.
Yes.
I become less present with you. Yeah, I got you. Yep.
I no longer become like a whole human, separate human, but now I'm almost like this Polaroid snapshot picture you took, and in the back of your brain is like, oh, Ellen, I got it, done.
Your soundbite.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, then I'm going to turn up the sound on that bite.
Yeah. If I go, yeah, she's upset about something. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, that's it. She gets upset about those things. Yeah. She'll get over it.
She said that I have a problem with listening, but I don't really remember what she said. Right. And so we offload it. And so the short answer is we have to bring back to conscious awareness, consciousness, attuning to our partner. And so while we have been reared to believe that the key to debates, the key to conflict is being clear in your messaging, at least it's my point of view, I think the power position in conflict is the person who's listening. When you're upset at me for something and I don't know what's going on, that's vulnerable. The key for me is I want to solicit, let me get the information out of you so then I'm increasing my pool of knowledge.
Yes.
Like, you have the information that I don't have about why you're pissed at me. But if you tell me, oh, light bulb moment, awareness. Oh, I had no idea, right? Why would I continue to keep doing the thing that pisses you off? Tell me. If I'm blocking that, what a way to make me trip every day of my life. Oh, there goes unconscious Jeff again, doing the same stupid, dumb behavior. If only he would listen and take in. But no. He's going to repeat that same behavior. Why would I want that?
And I'm just thinking,
Right?
I'll do it more, I'll do it faster, I'll really dig my heels in, and eventually something's going to change. I'm going to really commit to this stance, and I'm sure something's going to break.
At some point, I'm going to have a different outcome, I believe, if I just keep doing the same thing, right? So for me, I believe that the power position in conflict is really the person that's listening. And because I want to be listened to, I want you to get me. So if I can be of that energy, if I can be of the energy of listening, meaning I'm going to be a listener,
Yeah.
then it increases the probability that if I listen to you, you are more willing to listen to me.
Well,
because you're not fighting. You don't have to fight to get my ears to open up. I'm like, no, I'm going to do that work. I'm going to do the work to listen and take in, and that may model the behavior that, I would like you to now spend the same amount of time taking me in.
Well, and it's not a tit for tat kind of thing. It might sound like that, but it's not. It's listening begets listening, because you actually shift into that space where it feels safe and it feels really good. And so, yes, when you listen to me, I am more likely to want to listen to you, not just to pay it back in kindness, but because, I like this state that we're in, and yeah, I want to learn about you too, and I want to continue this type of connection. The other thing is, when you listen to me, I might be listening to me too for the first time. So I think, because sometimes we think there's an assumption sometimes we make that the person speaking knows what they're actually saying. And a lot of times when we're arguing,
That's true.
we're highly reactive.
Yeah.
We aren't self-aware. One of our strategies to keep ourselves also emotionally feeling safe and managing any uncomfortableness is to be less aware of ourselves. So I now, in reactivity, I'm saying things, but I haven't put together fully yet. What am I reacting about? Where is this reaction coming from? Why does it seem bigger than this moment warrants? I don't know all of that. I'm just in it. So when you listen to me and take me in, my nervous system regulates, and then I start hearing me coming back through your experience of me.
Right.
And then I start understanding me more too. And now we have two people who now understand me.
Yeah. So two people are understanding Ellen.
Yes.
I think that's important. And so, like, I know when you are listening to me and I'm riding up pretty high in energy, there's no need for me to keep that decibel meter, that intensity, loudness, because there is no fight to be heard anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting you to listen. If you're granting and being the listener, then we get quieter, we get slower. It feels safer.
Yeah, it feels really good. And there's no better builder of connection and long-term stability in a relationship than that, because who would want to leave that? Because, folks, that kind of connection, sadly but true, is really rare.
Yep.
And it takes work and energy. And that's why it can only happen with your +1 partner and maybe your close friends around you. But a handful of people in your life is likely all you're going to get that experience from. And so when you have it, it doesn't get better than that.
Totally. I think of all the people in the world, my desire to be understood and truly gotten in the best way I can, like, you're it. You're the one and only human being that truly knows me and gets me. And there's something really safe and sacred and special about that. because you're right, it is rare. It just is not going to happen.
I've never had it before.
Me neither. I've had friends that get me, and as much as, as possible, as much as I would want them to get me, but the level of intimacy, the emotional intimacy, the knowing me, yeah, that's pretty rare. Yeah. So that's why in your most intimate, integral relationships, your partner, you guys can co-create that. You can make a decision. I want to renegotiate our conflict, or even when there's not conflict, renegotiating how we attune to each other so that we both get the feeling of being understood. I am gotten really well by my partner.
Yeah. Rather than becoming okay existing in, it's okay if no one gets me in this lifetime. That's fine.
Yeah. And it's not challenging. And so we have ways to make that a possibility for you.
So now let's talk about a few things that are important to keep in mind when you want to bridge the listening gap.
Okay, so the first thing is, if you are in conflict, not the time to be working on your listening skills, because pointing out to your partner, hey, let's start listening while you're in the conflict, it's too late. Your nervous systems are activated, so you can't work on your listening and communication during conflict.
Yeah, so once you know you're in that triggered state, you need to do something to take a time out. It takes usually on average 20 minutes to half an hour for a nervous system to regulate. Go off, go do something that helps bring you back down into a listening state.
So outside of conflict is the time for you with your partner to talk about, hey, can we talk about how we negotiate conflict? Or, hey, can we talk about how we communicate with each other and talk about what we do? Because I would like to have listening to be more out in the front and center of our relationship.
Sorry,
and our
what'd you
communication.
say? I couldn't resist. I know, low-hanging fruit.
So let's talk about how we attune to each other. And so that's the first step, is having a meta conversation about how you communicate.
Yeah.
So that listening and understanding is the most important part of our communication. That's number one. The second is, when you're wanting to have listening important, we have to know what is preventing what's getting in the way of that. So it would be asking, how do we make this moment together more safe? What is it that you need from me to have this conversation about listening and understanding?
Well, it would feel better if I could speak and then you just mirror me back. So if we could take turns talking, I in essence could get the talking stick, and then when I'm done, then it can be your turn.
Yeah. So I'm getting the information from my partner of what is to make it safe for her, and then vice versa. I would say what makes it safe for me is if we can go slow in talking, so that there's a beat between the end of my sentence, there's a breath, and then you can talk, so that we're not going over it. The speed is one of the issues. So that's what I would need to make me safe. Next up would be identifying in the conversation of how we negotiate conflict or how we communicate, what's called the downward spiral. What is it that we do over and over again, the theme, where you don't feel understood by me or I don't feel understood by you?
Where we keep repeating this downward spiral of behavior that takes connection in the wrong direction. Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like for me, I might start a conversation without checking in with you. So I'll just enter a room and I might just start talking and not really see you, that you might be on the computer or you might be at the sink involved in something, and I just start talking. That's one thing that I do. And that causes you to
Get defensive.
And then that's when you get short with me.
Yes.
It's a short, clipped one answer. And then I feel like, oh, wait a minute. I just said a really good thing in this conversation. And then I might increase my energy and give you a boop to saying, what are you doing? You're not listening, right? And then I'm more attacking. And then attacking will make you...
Yeah, that causes me to get even bigger in my defensiveness.
Yeah, and you can wall up.
Yes.
And stonewall. And then I feel like, well, I can't get to you. I can't get your
Oh,
ear.
you shut me out, did you?
Yeah.
Yes. And so now you're
And then I
going to
get
feel.
defiant. We highlight the downward spiral with all couples that we coach. So help them to become unconscious. Here's what we do. This is the argument style, or this is how we turn away from listening. So for you to identify, this is what we do currently to cause problems in understanding in our relationship. And so we want to address those things.
And then the last thing, just to highlight, something we did mention before, but it deserves its sort of own category, and that is to mirror back.
Yeah. So we have to change. Once something is important to be understood, like once I really want to be understood by you, we have to stop what's called a conversation. Not back and forth, not speedy, but we have to slow down and do what's called a dialogue. There's many steps to a dialogue, but the most important is we just don't both talk. Two people don't fight for the microphone. You divvy up the roles. One person gets the microphone and the other person does not get the microphone. And so, if I say, yeah, you have something that you want to say, I'm going to be the listener. So you speak, and all my job is just to mirror back, repeat back the content that you're saying without editing and changing it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So how might it sound like? Here's here's an example of what it might look like.
I was really upset that you left before you took the dog out for a walk.
So if I hear what you're saying, you're upset that I left and did my own thing before I took the dog on a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I getting you?
Yeah.
And is there more?
Yeah. Because when you did that, it meant that I had to take the dog for a walk, and you were forgetting that I had to prep for that really big meeting today, and that added more stress on my plate.
So because I didn't take the dog for a walk, you had to, and you already had a bunch of stuff on your day, that meeting, and it was just one more thing you had to do. Yeah. Am I getting you?
And it added a lot of extra stress to my day.
Oh, yeah, that's the key piece. And it added a lot more stress to your day. Oh, yeah. I can imagine that you would feel kind of abandoned by me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I getting you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in mirroring back, I don't need to defend what I'm doing. I don't have to explain away, because that would be me sending. That's not my time yet. I have all the reasons why I did what I did. Not helpful right now. That's not what this moment needs. What this moment needs is letting her not fight for the microphone, letting her sit in the spotlight, letting her have the attention that she really wants to have, because I want the attention too, so I'll go second. But I don't have to fight for it. Grant her the time that she wants to be heard for what's going on, and that the pain I might have caused her.
Right.
When I just mirror back what you're saying, I don't have to agree yet. I don't have to say you have every right. What you're saying makes sense, why your experience was the way the experience was.
What you're doing is you're making it easy for each other to be heard. You're giving the room and the space and the time that's required to be able to hear each other. You're not trying to rush it into 5 minutes because you have something else. You're not trying to shut it down because you got uncomfortable and can't take it anymore. You're actually creating the space in the room. And when there doesn't have to be a competition to talk, then there doesn't have to be a competition in the relational space.
Yeah, when we give the time and attention that's needed for you to be understood, then you're not trying to get it all in sound bites. You're not trying to force in everything you want to talk about into 3 sentences because we don't have the time for
and
this.
I don't have to overpower you and have you just keep quiet and get, yeah.
We are going to give our communication, the understanding, the time that it needs, because maybe our relationship just has not promoted enough listening. So there's going to be a lot more time from this day forward towards listening. I may have to listen to a lot more of what you've always wanted me to hear for years.
When you do that, you say to me and to anyone in the family or anyone who's watching that you value listening and understanding over being right and being in control.
Yeah. So if you want the key to really great relationships, it's listening. It's not talking. For us to really get someone else to really understand their joy, what's important, what their pain, what's going on for them internally, this might be the very first time that they're going to have that experience. And you have the power to give them that. That's real connection. That's real intimacy. That's where health is. That's where conflict doesn't need to be really capital C conflict, but that we don't need to go to extremes to hear each other.
And we know just how difficult listening can actually be in reality.
Yep.
If you want any support, we're happy to see if we can help you. We offer a free 30-minute consultation. The link is in the description below to book one. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel. It really helps us get this information out to the people who could really use it.
And if you like this video, stay tuned and watch this next video for more relationship advice. Thanks for watching.